This is going to be my 90s inspired nude makeup, nude face, nude-ish face. Obviously there's a little bit of liner involved. I recently pinned look on Pinterest with a really kind of nude eyelid, a flick of liner, but then a bronzed kind of sheeny skin. I'm moving my face around so that I'm hoping that the light just behind the camera will kind of catch the sheeny bronziness of my skin. And this is a super easy look to wear. You can wear it during the day. You don't need a special occasion for it at all. So I mean, I've worn this, I think, 3 days out of the last 10, I would say, because it is such a glowy look and it's kind of, it feels healthy. And also I'm really inspired by the 90s again. I'm really happy that it's coming back. And I saw, what sealed the deal for me for doing this tutorial was, I think it was UK in style. They had a big feature on the new nude. I just did this. I hate it when people do that, the new nude. I'm sorry, I just did it. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so there's nudes all around now for spring. So I thought I'd do my version of it, as I've never done a nude look before. But this is probably as nude as I ever go with makeup. So there does need to be something like a strong eyebrow or a flick of liner or just something. So yeah, it's an easy look to do. So I'm just gonna get started. As a primer, I used the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Primer. I love this primer. And then as my foundation, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier, hold on, what shade is this? Sunny Beige Moisturizing Foundation. This gives me kind of a, it gives good coverage, but it also gives kind of a dewy look because I really want this to be very glowy, dewy. And I'm going to mix it half and half with the MAC Strobe Cream. So I mix the two on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use my optical blurring brush from Urban Decay, and this is actually the first time I'm using this brush, so I'm excited to see. Well, it's definitely very soft. It is synthetic. They're all vegan brushes, so it is synthetic. But this is, any kind of synthetic bristles are great for cream and liquid foundation. Under my eyes, I'm going to use byTerry Touche Veloutee in 1, and this is pretty much my absolute all-time favorite under eye concealer. And I'm going to pull it down, kind of like in a triangular shape. And I'm just using my Real Techniques pointed foundation brush to blend it in. As an eye base, I'm using the MAC Paintpot in Soft Ochre, and this has a yellow undertone, so it is a beautiful color. If your coloring is darker than mine, you could use MAC's Groundwork or even Quite Natural. But this is just lighter than my skin tone, and it gives great even color. So I'm going to use the Naked Basics palette, as this is a naked look. A really big 227 brush. I'm going to take Foxy and run it all across my lid. This is pretty much exactly the same color as MAC's Ochre Paint Pot, but it just makes it all matte and really sets it. And get all the way into that inner corner and all the way out. I'm then taking Naked 2, which is a very much kind of a super neutral grey kind of a crease color if you're using a very pale eyeshadow, because it just creates a shadow, nothing else. It's quite taupey. And I'm using my amazing Tom Ford brush for this. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Faint, just a tiny bit, and just put it on the very tip of the brush. You can obviously use the MAC 217 for this as well. And then just deepen that shadow. I'm going to keep using the Faint, and I'm using a MAC 213, which is a tiny, tiny little brush, and I am just going to do the lash line. I'm not going, I'm going like outer third, fading it to the middle of the eye, but not further than that. So, for liner, I'm taking a very new pot of MAC's Blacktrack, and I'm using my favorite liner brush of the moment, which is the Inglot 11S, and it is kind of a paddle shaped brush, but it's very thin on the side, and that's kind of, for me, it's the favorite type. Really work the product onto the brush and start in the middle and make sure you hit the roots first. Don't worry too much about the shape. And I'm going towards the inner corner. I'm not going to go all the way to the inner corner. And then start building the line. Always work in very short strokes. And that way you have much more control. And in the outer corner, you can decide which way you want to wing it. I'm kind of going to wing it, well, in line with kind of my nostril, edge of my eye and eyebrow. So I tend to kind of just pull my skin a little bit taut and first do kind of like the wing, and then I connect the actual liner to it and then fill it in, and then you can start refining the shape. I'm then curling my lashes, use my Maybelline Illegal Lengths mascara. I think I'm going to use several coats of. I might actually put in a couple of individual lashes as well, just in the outer corner. So then I'm going to use the Chanel Long Lasting Eyeliner in Beryl. What number is this? 102. And it is an amazing color. And I am going to use it just on the inside corner here, but I'm also going to use it on the waterline. And it is a pearlescent pinky lilac-y color, but when you use it on the waterline, it just gives you the most beautiful sheen. And just to finish off the eyes, I'm going to use MAC's Omega on my brows with my Anastasia angled brush. And the brows are quite thick, but they're light, they're not too dark. Just go a couple of shades lighter than your own brow color and really brush, concentrate on brushing the color through. I'm contouring using the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, and I'm also using the MAC 109 brush, and I'm going to take the darker shade first, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the hairline. It looks quite dark to begin with, but I'm going to start at the hairline, and then I'm going to start pulling it towards the center of the face. And it's kind of widest just under your eye if you look like this, and then you pull it back to the same place. But you are going all the way kind of to the apple of your cheek. And then obviously go under your jawline. It is a very bronze look, and the foundation that I used was already actually darker by a shade that my natural colouring is. Hairline. I'm then going to use the Kryolan yellow tinted powder. This is kind of like the Ben Nye powder. This is in TL4, and what I like is you get tons of product, and also there is a lid here, so you can get the colour on the lid. I'm using the Bobbi Brown eye blender, and I'm only using this to set my under eye concealer and just here on the sides of the nose. The nose itself can be shiny, but not just here. And pull the powder down to do this triangular shape under the eye. And then just in the middle of the forehead, very, very lightly. But stop it here, so I do like really well in between the eyebrows. And then just very lightly in the middle of the forehead. Then I'm going to use the Illuminate one, and this is the contour brush by Mind Went Blank. This happens a lot, I realise, in videos. And by Real Techniques, and I'm just doing tops of my cheekbones. And then just here on the temples. Also going to do a bridge of my nose here, but I'm not going to go all the way to the tip of my nose. Cupid's bow. And then jawline. This is the quickest way to create great cheekbones, is actually highlight here. I'm going to use a touch of blusher, but a very, very faint touch. This is Have a Nice Day, Have a Lovely Day by MAC. It's the, what is this? Casual Color. And I'm just using a MAC 187, and I am going to do a couple of very, very light. This is a really, really kind of like a, it's not even a flush of pink. It's just the tiniest bit of color. For lips, I'm going to use Illamasqua Ascend. And it's just, it's a beautiful nude color. It is ever so slightly darker than my lips. And I'm also filling in with this, because the lipstick I'm going to use is actually very greasy. It is a beautiful color. It is the YSL No. 2 Rouge Voluptee, and this is super, super creamy. So what I like to do when I wear this shade is I put it on and I blend the whole thing with my finger. Blot. And blend again, and then I just add a touch into the center of the lips. So that's it, that's the look finished. It's super easy to do and very wearable, like on like any day. You don't really need a special event for this. This is just like everyday makeup, but just with a little bit of a bronzy kind of glow. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.